Hello, welcome to my channel and to another episode. In the previous video, we worked on a panel this size and it was sectioned up into 4 parts. So I'm going to be working on a similar panel. This is same size as the previous one, 48 by 48. This is a cradled wood panel. And I'm going to be doing doing some work to this. For this, I'm going for more of a contemporary feel, vibrant colors, and just some patterns. Um, I'm not gonna cover this up first with a black background. I'm just gonna work on this um, as is, and this is all gonna be about choices of color, color combination, um, and so I'm just going to have fun with it. It's just going to be a feel good piece and just having fun with the process and see where it leads. And so that's the plan. I have placed 2 vertical tape, masking tape, and 1 horizontal tape just for now. And that will come off later. I want to keep that untouched for a while, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be eventually it's going to be black. But for now, I'm going to leave that untouched. And I've got a bunch of acrylic paint to the side. I'm just going to pick what speaks to me and begin the process. Okay, all right, let's get right into it. All right, so for some reason here, I want to begin with white, this titanium white, and we're going to start with that. And at the same time, also going for the texture as well. I thought about trying to go through this whole panel with a black background, and then that way everything else is contrasted with that, but that's not always the case that I do that. So we're just going to go ahead and start putting these colors down, and it's always fun picking the combination and coming up with the piece. And at the end of the day, everything, the one color that ties everything together is black. Or at least for this piece that will tie everything together will be so it's almost like you'll have like this black veins going through the piece itself, pulling in all the colors, and you can make sense of the colors in contrast with the black. So let's see where this actually goes. I think because I'm putting this paint pretty heavy with plenty of texture. So I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to have to add any more on top of the same colors. I think the one layer should be fine. If I work with anything that's like a neon color, then I might have to do another layer on top of it. So it's less transparent and more towards the opaque side. And if you ask me, how do you come up with a combination? I just go with my gut instinct. It's use your intuition. It's not something I can explain. You just know. You just trust the process. And it always works out. Certainly pays off. I'm just trying to see the next color I want to work with here to add to that. Well, we're going to go with. I'm going to use the last bit of ultramarine blue that I have left. Yeah, let's go ahead and put this on the panel. Because this is the last of the ultramarine blue I'm actually working with right now, I'm not going to fan this out too much because it's going to start getting transparent, and I wouldn't have another. And I could layer something else on top of it, but I want to keep this color as is and keep the vibrancy of it. So I have to limit how far I spread it out. And this is neon pink. All right, welcome back to my channel. So we've done some work to this, and I added more colors to the panel. Um, I like how it looks so far. I think that's the sort of the saturation I'm looking for as far as the different color composition. So I did tell you about the vertical lines, 2 vertical lines and the 1 horizontal lines. I mean, the vertical ones are slightly skewed. Um, so I went ahead and because I had tape running those lines, so I took that off and then taped the edge so I could go ahead and apply the black acrylic paint on those lines. So now it's been a couple of days. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the tape, and I'll let you know in a moment what's going to come next. So we're just going to take the tape off. And you can always use tape and it's a great tool to have, but because from time to time you're going to run into situations where you want to segment certain parts um, off and not have paint touch a certain section. So you can utilize tape. Tapes are fantastic for that purpose. You can use them for patterns. Um, so it's a versatile tool to have for your artwork. So I always have masking tapes available. So, and I use them quite a bit. And if you have tape where set up where you have one tape sitting on top of another tape, you're better off taking off the one that's the top layer first and then the bottom. And I always tape over work that's dry. You never want to tape over something that's wet. It's got to be completely dry. That way you can easily take the tape off. You don't want to put it over a wet surface. That's a big no-no. Unless you're trying to incorporate the tape into your work as a mixed media work, then that's a whole different story. But if the intention is to have the tape as a placeholder, then you want to make sure that the surface where the tape will go, that it's completely dry before you put on the tape. Sometimes it can be a little bit tricky or a little bit difficult getting to getting the grip on an edge. So a tool like this, I don't know what you'd call this, but something like this. You can utilize something like this to get into, and this is also great if you wanted to, maybe you're varnishing and something gets on the actual surface. Let me step back a little bit so I'm not cut off. Let's say you're painting and pet hair or whatever gets on the work. You don't want to have to go and dig in there with your fingers. So something like this is a really valuable tool to get pick things off of the surface of the artwork, whatever that is. Just something like this. So this is also going to help me because I'm trying to get to the tape here, and it's a little bit difficult trying to get to it. But with something like this, I can easily go in there and pry the tape just a little bit that I can get there you go. So I can go ahead and pull it out, take it off. I've gone around and laid down the colors that I want to work with. So I know it's kind of hard to see, but here we have white, titanium white. We have white, titanium white here, titanium white, a little bit of titanium white. Obviously, I was working off of the white background of the panel, so I purposefully left gaps between all the colors, and I don't want them to touch. The reason is because the next step now, and everything here is completely dry, is to go ahead and fill those gaps in with ivory black acrylic paint. So now what's going to happen is you're going to have that contrast with the black, which means that all the colors will pop, right? Because it's contrasted with the black. And you'll get to see the white areas. It's going to be more vivid. And obviously down the road, I intend to do some checkered patterns with all the different colors in different directions. But first is to get the black into those grooves. So it's almost like you have veins going through the entire panel, black veins. And I think I'll most likely accent the veins as well with possibly patterns with different colors. I'm thinking maybe gold color, maybe copper, but we'll see. And if you're wondering what the back of this looks like, the panel, I'll just show it to you. I don't have any hanging hardware just yet, but it looks like this. Okay, if you're curious. All right, let's put it back. So contrasted with the black, it's going to tie everything together. The colors will pop. Anything on a black background always gets accentuated. I think that's the word I'm going for. Um, becomes more vivid, right? So I'm just about done. And you can see, contrasted with the black, how the other colors tend to pop and are more vibrant. I'm going to go ahead and try to add some of the final patterns to this piece and try to finish this. Thought about doing checkered patterns, but I'm like, I want to do something else, something different. So I'm going to use different patterns. And what I'm using for these little, I guess, circles or whatever you want to call them, yeah, it's little circles, or it's just this. I don't know. I don't know what you would call this, but if you can see that, it's a foam that's uh, circular foam that's, I guess, glued to a piece of dowel. So it just looked just like that. I tend to get, like, little things here and there that I don't really know why I'm getting it at a time, but I know at some point it's going to be useful. So I just get them, and then later on down the line, um, I'm just inspired to use them in very specific ways. And I guess, subconsciously, I know I'm going to use them. And there's going to be value in getting them. But I don't always know what application, um, I'll use them for, and in what style, or but I know that it'll come in handy at some point. So I just intuitively know. So if I see something that I feel, this is going to be useful, down the line, then I'll just get it um, penned in when I'm inspired to actually work with it. So, and that goes for a lot of things. More so when it comes to being creative in whatever capacity, you know. All right, so and that's the end of this piece. Obviously, I can keep going and keep adding on to it, but I think I'm going to call it quits here. Um, Sometimes you just got to know when to stop. So it turned out pretty good, actually. I like the vibrant colors. That's what I was going for. The vibrant, feel good, colors. It's all about the composition for me, using the colors in their not mixing them so that it's you get to see that vividness of the colors. So yeah, so this is a complete piece. I'm not going to add any more to this. So I just got to draw, and then I'll do a little bit of. There are a few other things I need to do, but I can do that later on. I got to finish the sides, top, bottom. I need to get it varnished at some point with a gloss varnish, and that's going to uniform the colors. It's going to make it pop even more and even more vibrant and vivid. Also need to add the hanging hardware to it, get it signed. So, those are things I can do later on, but the work itself is done and I like how it turned out. So yeah, it looks pretty good. And I thank you for, uh, you know, being with me so far and watching the video. Definitely means a lot to me. If you like what I do, if you love the channel, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me. There's going to be more contents to come. And I thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.